Okay, picture this. You're walking across a bustling university campus, right? And you pass a trash bin that is just completely overflowing. It's spilling onto the sidewalk. It's a mess. But then, literally 10 feet away, there's another bin that's entirely empty. We've all seen it. It's a glaring, smelly inefficiency in how we manage public spaces. Well, today, we're looking at a brilliant, tech-driven solution to this exact problem. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a complete teardown of a pretty fascinating entrepreneurship report. It was put together by a group of engineering students over at University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. And what's cool is they didn't just point out a problem, they engineered a full-on tech solution and built an entire business plan around it. They're calling it the Smart Dustbin. It's an IoT-based waste level monitoring system that's literally designed to revolutionize how massive institutions handle their trash. So let's just jump right in. Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The waste management problem. 2. Enter the smart dustbin. 3. The business model. 4. Crushing the competition. And 5. The marketing strategy. All right, starting with part 1, the waste management problem. The entire root of this issue really comes down to one thing: fixed collection schedules versus the actual fill level of the bins. See, conventional waste collection relies on these super rigid, blind schedules. Someone comes by every Tuesday at 2 p.m., no matter what. But obviously, trash doesn't care about schedules. It fluctuates. So this whole guessing game ends up wasting manual labor, burning unnecessary fuel for garbage trucks, and massively inflating operational costs. Which brings us to part 2. Enter the smart dustbin. So, how does this actually work? It's honestly brilliantly simple. Step 1. There's an ultrasonic sensor right inside the lid that measures exactly how full the bin is at any given millisecond. Step 2. An IoT module takes that real-time data and transmits it wirelessly up to the cloud. And step 3. Once the bin hits a specific, predefined threshold, let's say 85% full, the platform instantly pings the maintenance team. So the worker only ever visits that specific bin when it actually needs emptying. Absolutely no more overflow and zero wasted trips. Okay, let's shift gears to part 3, the business model. Looking at the team's actual business model canvas, you can really see a solid startup framework in action here. They mapped out the whole shebang, from key partners to their core value proposition. And their value prop is key. They aren't just selling a piece of plastic to put garbage in, they are selling overflow prevention and major labor cost reductions to huge institutions. And this is where the business really shines financially: the revenue streams. They aren't just relying on a simple one-and-done transaction. Sure, they've got the upfront hardware sales and the installation fees, which is great for immediate cash flow. But then, they layer in monthly monitoring subscriptions and ongoing maintenance services. This creates that recurring, predictable revenue that is basically the holy grail for any modern tech business. They're essentially building a waste management as a service model. Now, no good pitch ignores its own blind spots, right? And this team conducted a very thorough SWOT analysis. The strengths are pretty obvious: real-time monitoring and major efficiency gains. But they also neutrally point out their own hurdles. For one, this system definitely requires a higher initial installation cost compared to just going out and buying a cheap plastic bin. Plus, because the whole thing relies on IoT, a stable internet connection is absolutely mandatory. Basically, if the campus Wi-Fi goes down, the smart bin temporarily goes dumb. But acknowledging those hurdles really shows maturity in their planning. Moving right along to part 4, crushing the competition. When you stack this system up against the status quo, the contrast is kind of wild. We are moving away from tedious manual inspection entirely, straight into automatic monitoring. We're evolving from that fixed, rigid schedule we talked about into dynamic, data-based collection. But really, the absolute most crucial metric for any facility manager is that bottom row: operational cost. Yes, the smart dustbin has that higher upfront price tag, but conventional bins result in significantly higher long-term costs because of all those wasted labor hours and inefficient routes. Over time, the smart dustbin literally pays for itself by optimizing the workforce. So the real game changer here is this transition from a painfully slow maintenance response to instant, real-time notification. With the old way, a bin could be overflowing for hours before a worker just happens to walk by and notice it. With the smart dustbin, the very second it nears capacity, a digital hand goes up saying, "Hey, I need emptying right now." It's a completely proactive approach, ensuring these environments stay absolutely spotless. Finally, part 5, the marketing strategy. The team was super smart about who they are targeting. They know they shouldn't try to sell these to you and me for our home kitchens. Their sweet spot is high-volume public spaces. We are talking major universities, where keeping a campus looking pristine is a huge matter of institutional pride. Healthcare facilities, where, let's face it, hygiene is literally a matter of life and death. Government agencies, massive shopping malls, big commercial offices. These are the mega clients. A single contract with just one of these universities could mean deploying hundreds of these smart units all at once. So how do they actually reach those mega clients? Strategic partnerships. Instead of knocking on doors trying to sell one bin at a time, their entire plan revolves around partnering directly with large facility management companies and municipal councils. By integrating the Smart Dustbin into broader smart city and smart campus initiatives, they aren't just pitching a standalone gadget. They're positioning their product as a completely essential piece of modern municipal infrastructure. Which actually brings us to our final thought for today. We hear so many buzzwords about AI, flying cars, and these crazy futuristic buildings whenever people talk about smart cities. But true, lasting innovation, it often starts with upgrading the unglamorous things we interact with every single day. This report proves that by just applying some clever IoT sensors to something as basic as a trash bin, we can save massive amounts of labor/operational costs and actually clean up our environment. So I'm going to leave you with this. Is the humble smart dustbin the actual practical foundation of the smart cities of tomorrow? Think about that the next time you walk past an overflowing trash can. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep learning.